Sun beginning to shine over the Mohawk Valley. And we're going to 65 degrees. Going to be a nice day. Currently, 35 to get things started here. Johnny Manziel is back in the news. There were some pictures that came out with him partying at a concert over the weekend. And now the former Cleveland Browns quarterback has lost something really big.
Not his virginity.
It is his endorsement deal with Nike. The move from, he had, in addition to Nike, he had Nissan, McDonald's, Snickers, Muscle Farm. He had all of these big names. And that includes Nike until just now. The move from his biggest sponsor, apparently made sometime after the end of the NFL season, is the latest in an ongoing collapse of the hard-partying 23-year-old. The Browns announced they would be releasing him from his contract in March. He was dropped by his agent.
Wow.
And the termination of the Nike endorsement, which was supposed to be a multi-year deal beginning in 2014, follows other losses, including those from Nissan, McDonald's, and Muscle Farm. He is falling very quickly here.
He is. Just because he was out partying, that's obviously not necessarily anything that he's doing wrong, but he does seem to have some type of an issue with behaving, and the fact that because he can't not go out and be in public partying, I mean, all those sponsors you just mentioned, I mean, that's millions and millions of dollars. Plus, he's not on a team right now.
Yeah.
I mean, this kid is like $1 billion waste.
Out of control. And it may very well turn into the most epic waste in sports. I mean, it's really quite crazy. Curt Schilling is, again, in the news. Last year he got in trouble. What was it last year? It was...
I can't remember.
It was over...
Was it gay marriage?
No, I think it was his comparison of Muslims to Nazis. And he kept going off on social media and making that comparison. He got in trouble with ESPN. He ended up being suspended. And now Curt Schilling is out with a new one. He's pulled it down, but it stated it was about this whole issue on transgender and using bathrooms. And he said, a man is a man no matter what they call themselves. I don't care what they are, who they sleep with. Men's room was designed for the penis, women's not so much. Now you need laws telling us differently. Pathetic. So, but it's not as much the comment, although, first of all, they basically said to Schilling, you have a great job here. We're a sports network. We're ESPN. We don't get into the political stuff. We would rather just kind of make comments on teams and on athletes and try to stay out of the political stuff. He cannot do it. And it's the meme. A meme is the photo with some words on it, right? You see them all over Facebook and stuff. And it's this meme right here that went along with that comment, which says, let him in. It's a picture of you got to look at the picture. It's a picture of a big, burly, looks like a WWF guy, dressed up in a crazy, terrible, revealing outfit, carrying a purse and wearing a wig, and says, let him into the restroom with your daughter, or else you're a narrow-minded, judgmental, unloving, racist bigot who needs to die. And ESPN says they are looking into it. Schilling, he has strong opinions, but shouldn't they be kind of confined to baseball? And this is a lot of these things are said on his own social media, but you have
he's a broadcaster.
You have these clauses in your contract that are very clear that your outside opinions can play a role in your job. So what do you think?
Well, I don't think he's alone in how he feels about that. And if our listeners could see that, I don't know if you can retweet that or something.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, probably not.
Because we'll be reporting your demise tomorrow.
Well, but it's just, I didn't mean retweet it as an endorsement. I just meant so that people could see it.
Yeah. It's been pulled down. He pulled it down.
So this is what you were right about what he got in trouble for last year. And this is what he said last year on Twitter. I understand and I accept my suspension, 100% my fault. Bad choices have bad consequences. This was a bad decision in every way on my part. It doesn't seem like he's learned that lesson.
He didn't learn from that. And listen, again, it's free speech. Absolutely. If Curt Schilling wants to be on Schilling Sports News and his own network, he's perfectly fine there. But when you have your employer that's saying, hey, you got to tone it back a little bit, we don't want this publicity, you're really bound to that if you want to continue to work there. And unfortunately, that's probably where he is at right now.
Let me ask you this one. I don't want to drag anybody in and get anybody in trouble, but and that photo that he put up there is by no means. I do not think that person is a like the billboard for transgender.
No.
But if your wife walks into a bathroom and that walks in behind,
well, correct. But is that really going to be walking in behind?
Well,
I don't know.
And here's the thing. Here's the problem. These issues of and I'm just going to give you my opinion on the transgender thing, which is probably not going to be what some people feel, but I'm going to tell you what I think. These laws are all being passed not on any history. There is no history of a pervert or a pedophile walking in who is a transgender person claiming to be trans. This is not based on anything that has happened. These are all based on what ifs. Well, what if this happens? Well, what if this happens? You could do that with every law or every rule in the United States. Well, what if the moon falls on top of you while you're driving down the highway? I mean, okay. So with that said, I do also understand. Now, I was somewhere just yesterday, and there was a transgender person, and I did look, and it became. I was like, God, do you think? I'm talking to my wife. Do you think that's? So it became a conversation. It's still something that is new to society, whether we like to believe it or not. There was a case I remember years ago when my mother used to hold a church rummage sale, and there would be a guy that would come in and he would try on for his sister. He'd try on the clothing for his sister, claiming this was for his sister, but somehow every time he would try the stuff on, he would run out and not pay. And he'd be running out in the high heels that he had just put on from the church rummage sale. Now, I have to tell you, at that time, and this would go back probably 15 years, it was thought of to be something very dangerous. My mother was all bothered. All the church ladies were all bothered by it. And but I'm not sure the guy was real. Other than stealing, I don't know that he was causing any harm. So I guess what I'm saying is it's still new, and it's still going to be difficult for us to, if you walk into a ladies' room and you see somebody who's, Bruce Jenner. What's her name again? Bruce Jenner now? Caitlyn. I guess it's going to be a little difficult. But here's my question on this for everybody. What's the answer? Because if that person, that male who's dressed up as a woman who, by the way, if it's many of these transgender, you'll never know, by the way. You wouldn't even know.
Right.
I mean, not even close.
I do agree.
You wouldn't even know. But for the ones that you do, like you're seeing this burly man with a mustache and facial hair with a wig, wearing some revealing thing and high heels and a short skirt with hairy legs, coming into the ladies' room. Well, it's going to cause some disruption. But my question to you is, which bathroom are we going to let them use? Because it ain't going to be good if he walks into the men's room. This is the part that we're not looking at. Where do these people get to go to the bathroom? I'm not saying that it should be the ladies' room.
Right.
I don't know. I don't have the answer. This is one of these things that are going on in society right now that is uncomfortable for a lot of people, and you got to kind of wait and see. But I just don't know if they can't go into the ladies' room. They sure as hell can't go into the men's room because somebody's going to deck them.
Well, don't you think it's going to be a situation where eventually every place is going to have three bathrooms?
Well, or you'll have more unisex.
Right. Or single.
Which, by the way,
stall.
I always prefer the unisex. Anyway, especially if
more spacious.
You're out there and you have to, not just do a quick run to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying, Andrew?
I know what you're saying. And
you have nothing like unisex as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
there.
and for you, you do have a history of walking into the wrong bathroom, so unisex is usually.
I forgot all about that.
I did that at what event was that for?
Was it Radiothon? Heart Association?
Uh-uh.
It was a heart association, I think. Wasn't
like
it?
Go Red for Women.
I remember
one
the
of those
phone call.
events.
I'm in the ladies' room.
Everyone from the station was there. I walked in the bathroom. I went into the stall, and all of a sudden, I hear female voices. And at that point, it dawned on me, I'm in the stall, and I'm in the ladies' room. And
Can you wait outside?
no one is leaving. They're all in there like talking and stuff. So what am I going to do? Just walk out of the stall? So
you were alone at
ladies.
first, and then
I
that
called
was so
Christine.
funny.
I called for help.
I think it was, can you wait outside the door and make sure nobody else goes in? Or
and
let me know when the
sure
coast
enough,
is clear.
When I walked out, everybody saw me walk out. Everybody saw it. And that was not done on purpose, and I was not wearing a dress, just for the record. 6:49, here's Christine with an update.